boys and girls. This is Miss B here from her home in Murfreesboro. Today we are going to draw and paint, just a little bit of painting, a little Porg from Star Wars, one of the cutest aliens in my opinion, next to Ewoks. We're not going to be using regular white paper. I have torn out some pages from an old book. So if you don't have any white paper at home, totally cool. Maybe you can ask your parents or whoever you live with for a page of an old book. Another supply you're going to need is a Q-tip, or what we call a cotton swab, a Sharpie. You can use a pencil if you don't have a Sharpie. If you have an orange marker, awesome. If you don't, all good. And then instead of paint, I am using some really strong coffee as my brown paint today. You can also use tea, but I find very strong coffee has a little bit darker brown than a regular tea. So don't take these things without asking your parents. Don't just tear out pages of their books without asking permission. But definitely it's really fun to use old books because it gives your art a different look. So while you're getting all of those supplies together, I'm going to go ahead and read my Bob Ross quote. This one says, "I really believe if you practice enough, you could paint the Mona Lisa with a 2-inch brush." Hear, hear, yes. All you have to do is practice and you can turn yourself into an amazing artist. Not that I don't already think you're amazing, but you can always keep getting better and better. All right, you got your stuff, you got your paper, your Sharpie, or a pencil, whatever you got. All right, step 1, I'm going to draw my 2 Porg eyes, which are going to be towards the top. Draw 2 ovals, pretty close together. I'm going to draw a curve, bloop, another curve, bloop, and I'm going to do a little extra curve on the bottom. That's the reflection. And shade in the rest. It's okay if your Porg looks different than my Porg. That one, they're aliens, but 2, everybody looks a little different, even aliens. So I did 2 little dots, and they have little frowny faces, even though they're not always actually frowning, like sad. That's just their face. A little curve, and it already looks adorable. Oh, I love it. And we're gonna draw a big curve over the top. One thing I like to do, especially if I'm using a Sharpie where you can erase, just trace it with your finger. We call this ghost drawing. So you have it in your head what you're going to do before you do it. So I'm going to draw a big old curve. Whoa, for the top of the head. Oh, he's so cute already. Love it. All right, I'm going to drop down and make the big belly. It's kind of like a giant egg. So big curve. Another big curve. Whoa. And some fuzzy wuzzy on the bottom. Lovely. All right, and then my wings. It's kind of like a penguin wing. So I'm going to curve out here, point, go back in, curve out, point, go back in. Pretty cute so far. And then the legs are kind of like chicken legs. So we're drawing 1, 2 Mr. Verticals, 1, 2 Mr. Verticals. Gentle diagonal out on both sides. And then we're drawing 3 little bubbles. So curve in, bubble, curve out. And if you want to be fancy, you can add little claws, but you don't have to for sure. Awesome. Now, there's going to be a little bit of our Porg that's going to be orange. So that's going to be part of the top of the head and the legs. And I'll show you. Sometimes it's easier to divide it up before you draw, just to kind of have an idea of what part is going to be what color, right? There we go. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put up my Sharpie. I don't need that anymore. Color in my orange feet. And yeah, I'm going to make the side of his head orange. A little bit at the top here is going to be orange. Again, it's your Porg, so if you want to make yours pink or purple or yellow, it's really whatever you'd like to do. I'm going to just leave that part as is, and then I'm going to take my quote-unquote paint, which is really just coffee, in my cotton swab, and I'm going to dip it, get it plenty wet, and be a little careful because it is quite drippy. And I'm going to build up some brown. Now this isn't as dark as regular paint would be, but it is cool to use something for art that's not necessarily meant for art. That's what we call creativity. Using things that you wouldn't normally think of. So I'm going ahead and making this brown, and if you want to add a little brown around the outside of his belly, even though that part's actually white, but you're making it look a little round. Oh, it's so cute. So cute. And that, boys and girls and friends, is it for our basic Porg drawing. Pretty easy, right? I would love to see your artwork. Feel free to dojo me, email me, post a picture or comment with your own little Porgs or any kind of art that you feel like doing yourself on your own. I love you guys. May the force be with you. Don't forget to be awesome, and goodbye.